I've always been drawn to places where time seems to stand still, where empty streets and crumbling buildings hold stories no one remembers. Driving through Illinois, I stumbled upon towns that once thrived, full of laughter, work, and life, but now, they are silent. Walking these abandoned streets, I could almost hear whispers of the people who once lived here, feel their hopes, dreams, and the weight of their struggles. Each corner tells a story, each ruin a memory. Join me as we explore 5 of the most abandoned cities in Illinois, places that shouldn't exist anymore, yet silently demand to be remembered. Hey, if you love exploring abandoned places and uncovering hidden stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join me on this journey. 1. Tuscumbia, Illinois. I remember the first time I heard about Tuscumbia, Illinois, not from a book or a screen, but from a dusty old road sign on a hot summer afternoon. I was driving through Fulton County, the kind of place where the wind moves slow and you can almost hear the grass whisper stories of the past. On a worn blacktop road, 9 miles west of Lewistown, I saw it, a simple sign that read Tuscumbia. There were no shops, no houses, no people, just quiet land where a town once stood. Wikipedia. Back in 1837, a man named Wade Hampton laid out 54 lots of land and started a little town here. People came, families, farmers, and children who walked to a one-room schoolhouse that once stood where nothing stands today. I closed my eyes and tried to picture it, the laughter of children, the sound of horses on dirt roads, the hustle and bustle in a place that felt full of promise. It wasn't much, but to those first settlers, it was everything. Wikipedia. But life in Tuscumbia didn't stay bright for long. Like so many early American towns, it lived hard and fast, then faded even faster. By 1855, the school, the little post office, and all signs of daily life were gone. Stories say folks left in search of better opportunities, maybe where the railroads were building tracks, maybe where the ground seemed greener. But the people who left carried memories no one can erase. Wikipedia. Standing there that day, I felt a strange mix of sadness and awe. I thought about all the dreams lay buried under the open sky, dreams of parents working hard, kids playing by dusty roads, neighbors sharing stories after dark. Now that place had turned silent, and all that remained was grass, history, and my thoughts about how even hopeful towns can disappear into time. Kittle. 2. Tracy, Illinois. I had driven through many small towns in Illinois, but nothing prepared me for Tracy. The first time I found it, I was following an old county map, the kind that smells of paper and history. My car bounced over narrow dirt roads, surrounded by flat fields that seemed endless. Then, in the middle of nowhere, I saw it, a few old foundations peeking through tall grass, an abandoned mailbox leaning awkwardly to one side, and the silence that only an empty town can hold. Tracy was once a coal mining settlement. Back in the late 1800s, miners and their families built their lives here, working hard and dreaming of a better future. I tried to picture the streets alive with children running barefoot, men carrying tools after long shifts underground, and women chatting on porches while the smell of coal hung in the air. I imagined the laughter, the arguments, the quiet evenings where families gathered by candlelight. It was hard to believe all of that had faded into nothing. The reason for Tracy's decline was simple yet heartbreaking. The coal seams ran out, and without work, families had no choice but to leave. Slowly, house by house, street by street, the town emptied. By the time I visited, all that remained were the shadows of the past. Broken foundations, rusted barrels, and overgrown paths told the story more powerfully than any history book could. I felt the weight of absence in every step I took. As I walked through the remains of what had once been the heart of Tracy, a strange mixture of awe and sorrow washed over me. I thought about the hopes of those families, their dreams buried under the same soil where I now walked. Every gust of wind seemed to carry whispers of the people who had once called this place home. I realized that the story of Tracy isn't just about a town that disappeared, it's about lives lived and forgotten, about the relentless passage of time. Leaving Tracy, I looked back one last time. The sun was low, painting the abandoned town in golden light, highlighting the beauty in its decay. It struck me that even in its emptiness, Tracy still had a voice, and if you paused long enough to listen, it would tell you everything about hope, loss, and the impermanence of human life. 3 Millsdale, Illinois. I had heard about Millsdale, Illinois from a local historian years ago, but seeing it in person was nothing like I imagined. I remember driving down a narrow road in Will County, the kind where the asphalt cracks and the grass creeps over the edges, slowly taking back what humans had once claimed. As I turned the corner, the landscape opened up, and I realized that this was Millsdale, or what was left of it. There were no houses standing proud, no children running around, just scattered ruins and the quiet hum of nature reclaiming the land. I walked slowly over the uneven ground, feeling the weight of the past. Once, Millsdale was a small village, a place where families worked hard, shared stories on porches, and celebrated small victories together. I could almost hear faint echoes of laughter and the distant clatter of tools, carried by the wind as if the land itself was remembering its own history. It was strange to feel so connected to a place that no longer had anyone living in it. The village started to fade when its small population dwindled. People left in search of work, moving to bigger towns and cities. Millsdale had no industry strong enough to hold its residents, and over time, the empty streets grew quieter. The few structures that remained were covered in vines and weeds, their paint peeling and windows broken. Every corner told a story of abandonment, of lives that had once thrived but were now just memories held by the land. Standing there, I felt a mix of awe and sadness. I thought about the people who had called this place home, their dreams, struggles, and the hope they carried for a better future. Millsdale was more than just empty buildings, it was a mirror of human life, a reminder that no matter how small or large, every community has its story, and sometimes, those stories slowly vanish with time. As I walked back to my car, I turned around one last time. The sun was dipping low, casting long shadows across the ruins. Millsdale seemed alive in its silence, whispering stories only those willing to stop and listen could hear. And in that quiet, I realized something: even in abandonment, there is a strange kind of beauty, a memory of what once was, waiting for someone to feel it again. 4 Vishnu Springs, Illinois. I first stumbled upon Vishnu Springs, Illinois on a rainy afternoon when I was exploring some old maps of Fulton County. The name itself sounded mysterious, almost like it had a story hiding behind it. When I finally drove down the narrow, winding path lined with overgrown trees, I felt an immediate chill, though the air was warm and humid. The mist hung low over the ground, and I could barely see the ruins through the thick fog. Walking slowly, I tried to imagine what it must have been like in its prime. Vishnu Springs was once a bustling resort town, built around natural springs that people believed had healing powers. Families came here from all over Illinois to enjoy the cool water, to escape their busy lives, and to relax among nature. I could almost hear the faint laughter of children running barefoot across the lawns and the soft murmur of families gathering near the springs. But time was not kind to Vishnu Springs. By the early 20th century, visitors had stopped coming, and the resort gradually fell into ruin. Nature crept in and began claiming the buildings. Roofs caved in, windows shattered, and vines crawled across the remaining structures like silent invaders. Walking through what was once the main pavilion, I could feel the emptiness pressing against me, heavy and almost sorrowful. Every step I took seemed to echo in the stillness. I thought about the lives that had passed through this place, people laughing, dancing, sharing meals, making memories, and now, only silence remained. The air smelled faintly of wet earth and decay, and I shivered, realizing that even beautiful places can fade away when the world moves on. Standing near the old spring itself, I crouched and touched the water. It was clear, cool, and surprisingly calm, as if it had witnessed every moment of joy and abandonment silently. I left Vishnu Springs with a strange mix of awe and melancholy. It was more than just ruins, it was a memory frozen in time, a testament to human hope and the inevitability of change. And somehow, in its silence, it spoke to me louder than any bustling town ever could. 5. Kaskaskia, Illinois. I had always been fascinated by towns that time seemed to forget, and Kaskaskia, Illinois was at the top of that list. Driving down narrow country roads, the Mississippi River glimmered in the distance, and I realized I was nearing a place that once had been the first state capital of Illinois. But now, it felt like stepping into another world. The wind carried a strange stillness, and every step I took on the cracked and overgrown streets made me feel both excited and uneasy. Walking through the town, I could imagine what it had been like in the 1700s and 1800s. French settlers had built homes here, and it was a lively community with a church at its heart. People traded goods, children played near the riverbanks, and life moved in rhythm with the seasons. I closed my eyes and tried to hear the faint echoes of horse-drawn carriages and market chatter, as if the land itself wanted to share its memories with anyone who would listen. But nature had other plans. Over the years, flooding from the Mississippi River slowly swallowed parts of the town. Streets disappeared beneath water, buildings crumbled, and the population dwindled. By the 20th century, most of Kaskaskia's residents had left, seeking safer homes on higher ground. The church still stands, a lone witness to centuries of change, but the streets are silent, and the voices of the people who once filled them are gone. I wandered to the old cemetery, where moss-covered tombstones leaned in every direction. Standing there, I felt a mix of awe and melancholy. These markers were the last tangible connections to the lives lived here, the joys, the struggles, the everyday moments that no longer had an audience. I imagined families huddling inside their homes during floods, children chasing each other across wooden bridges, and neighbors gathering for celebrations long forgotten. As I left Kaskaskia, the sun was dipping below the horizon, casting golden light over the ruins and the slowly moving river. I realized that abandoned towns like this are more than empty streets, they are memories etched into the land. Kaskaskia had survived, not as a bustling town, but as a silent storyteller, whispering its history to anyone patient enough to listen.